So I wanted to start with the expectations for this week, just so we're clear about how to respond to each other's room for debate pieces. So we're going to look at the standards of netiquette in just a minute, and those are just basic guidelines as to how to respond to each other. And since we've had a semester of practice, I don't anticipate that it will be a problem. However, some of the topics can be controversial, and so there is an appropriate way to handle that when you are having a dialogue. And one of the things I do is when I disagree with someone, and this happens in department meetings all the time, I try to ask a really good question that's not leading in a certain way, but it gets the person to think about the topic instead of just reacting emotionally. So you'll post 5 responses to the pieces. Those are worth 5 points each, so that's 25 points that's separate from the regular discussion board postings. The responses tend to be a paragraph or so in length. So that's a big part of our work this week. And then for number 3 says reply back. For your regular 20 points, you can reply back and have conversations about the topic, and those are your 4 typical discussion board points for the week. Now, we will reflect on the process on the discussion board next week, and we'll also do our artist statement next week, so keep that in mind. Let's take a look at the standards of netiquette. Remember, when you're replying, obviously you don't say things that you wouldn't say to someone's face, and I think you've all seen people who react stronger in an online environment. This is an academic environment, and so I know you'll keep that in mind. And the subject line doesn't mean as much here because we're on our blog, but choose your wording carefully. Remember that we want to enhance conversation, not shut it down. And I'm going to scroll down to this quality, and this target area is exactly where we want to be. Demonstrates introspection and synthesis of ideas. You're pulling it all together in order to write your response. You're demonstrating mature critical thinking, and you clearly express these ideas and cite sources. If you're saying things, back it up. So how do you post a response? On our page, you'll note, and I went back to spring 2015, this is a piece about lowering the drinking age. And it's kind of interesting because Callum is actually a soccer player from England, and so he had a different take. So 5 people have commented on this. Now remember that you have editorial access to all of these, so don't push the edit button on someone else's page because you might mess it up. Let's click the blue button to 5 comments. You can see what other people have posted. And at the beginning of the week, of course, you might have to leave a comment and be the first person to post. You can reply to that individual underneath, or if you want to reply to the original, it's down here at the bottom. And then if you can't tell who you are by your tag here, go ahead and write your name just so we know, and then post the comment will be right there. I would tell you not to clutter your box with comments, and with your editorial row, I get emails every time that someone has posted. Don't sign up for that because it will drive you crazy. So on a new post, those are all reply. There's nothing here yet, so nothing found. When you start a new post, a leave a comment button will look like this in the bright blue. If you're the first one to comment on a piece, click that. So you can easily see all the different entries underneath the same topic. So this one has 8 people, this one has 6, this one has 6. What I'm hoping is that if you see one that doesn't have comments yet, that's where you go first. I'm really looking forward to seeing what everyone thinks about each other's pieces, and I know we'll have a great week conversing with one another.